updated Crimeshift build. So, updated is maybe not exactly right? Since this is, I think, the exact same list I played in the showcase over the last weekend. I haven't changed any cards since playing then. Right? Yeah, it's just, still just the same 75, but I like the 75 a lot. I started off 6-0 in the showcase, had a rough last few matches, finished 7-2. Um, Finished 7-2, but we played an earlier build of this without Wish, without Relic. Relic is better. Just like it's not as good of a crime enabler as Claws, but it is just enough more relevant in the metagame. You should play it instead. Getting access to Jegantha is nice. Wish has been an upgrade. Been liking the Weather the Storm also as a Wish target, funny enough. So I just wanted to get like a league done to kind of show this one off a little bit more, like the updates. And I also just think this deck is very good. Someone also top aided a challenge the same day after I posted the list. Like if your opponent's tapped out and you have like a Relic of Bauble, you get to go like Lookout, crack Bauble, tap Relic on their turn, crime, and even if they kill it, you're just like so far ahead. And then Valakut can commit, like, also you can go, like, if you have Valakut active, you can go Valakut, commit a crime, find another land, 3 more damage, and then, like, crack a fetch on their turn, commit a crime, another land, 3 more damage. Just kills them really quick. On the draw against another Valakut build, my opponent has mold to 5, though. Still in on the Magdas. Like, Magda is a good card in the deck. She's another crime payoff, but, you know, a little bit off plan. Yeah. A good way to. It's not exactly a 3-mana Cartographer's Survey with on a 3/3 body, but it is that at summertime, and also if it just lives, it goes crazy. Card just does a lot. We do need to draw a crime enabler at some point. 2 for 2 on drawing land so far. Yeah, Pillars of Bog also very good. You could say that's the best card in the set if you want. They work really well together, at least. I was thinking you could maybe play Pillage the Bog over Magda with a light black splash in the deck, but not 100% sure. I think you may have a little bit too much air, but that might be something we try at some point. Okay, there's a card that can commit a crime. My opponent keeps a card on top, though, which is kind of scary. It's likely going to be Ring, Scapeshift, Primeval Titan. There has to be a fetchable land that commits crime. Not a red one or a green one, I think. Best card's gotta be Slick Shot. I think Lookout is better. I know, I know that this is tough. I mean, Show Off is good. Show Off is good for sure, but I think Lookout's better. I know it's kind of wild to say. Again, to some extent, it doesn't matter that much. They're all pretty good. So this is probably not the card they kept on top. I think their hand is a Scapeshift, and they need one more land to deal me 18, which is why they've pinged me here. So if they draw a land, and I can't kill them with Wish or Lookout. Okay, Ring is really nice here. Because I think their card just like almost has to be Scapeshift because they kept on top. So I don't feel like the Wrenn and Six is a card that matters here, so let's just ignore it. And then we also get to just kill them with a dragon next turn. You put them to 1 right now. Plays Valakut. Maybe they'll just Scapeshift to kill my board. I guess that would make sense. But then what I'll do is I'll just fetch a Dwarven Mine. Oh, but then they'll ping it with Wrenn and Six. And like, I guess that's better for us than them. I guess that's better for us than them picking up a land this turn. Well, they have already used their land drop. Bolt Wrenn and Six. I think I'm just gonna put them to 1. Like I have Wrenn and Six. I have Wrenn and Six in my deck, and just like kind of simply put, I'm gonna have like a million looks at any land, Bolt, Wrenn and Six, Magda. All Magda, Bolt, Wrenn and Six, Freestrider Lookout. I guess Lookout doesn't, because I'll just kill them with any crime I commit. Um, but just putting them to one has got to be the right play here. Just fetch mine on instep. Oh, duh. Oh, no, sorry. If I fetch mine on instep, I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I was thinking I didn't have enough mountains to trigger Valakut, but I did. Sorry, this was a mistake. Not a mistake that's likely going to matter that much, because I don't know if I can brick, and if I do brick, I'm playing a ring, and so I get a bunch more looks. No treasure vaults. You need mountains for Valakut. Okay, that's a win. That's a win. Yeah, I think holding Bolt in case you drew Magda was correct. Got a little ahead of myself. So pick your poison, killing Dryad and the One Ring is probably pretty good to bring in. I think we'll just do this. Yeah, we talked about the official spoilers today. The enchantment's kind of cool. I don't think it'll be super good. We'll see. Okay, on the draw. With the hand that I'm going to click the keep button on. So I think I'll actually surveil and then potentially try to keep the Bauble as a crime committer. Graveyard the Wish. Yeah, I think we want to save the Bauble to commit crimes with. There we go. Would you keep a pick your poison in sideboard for which target? I mean, I didn't. I don't think it's that important, but you could. I guess like wish for pick your poison on turn 4 against the ring may come up enough. This is really awkward. I guess it's not that awkward. I'll just like pick your poison this turn. Hopefully I can surveil into a land and go Dryad, pick your poison. Okay, I can't really bottom that. So I guess we'll just go tapped Valakut. Tapped Valakut into next turn, Lookout, Bauble Crime, Bolt Crime. Play draw obviously matters a lot here. If they have another ramp spell, we also like, do we just need to play the ring, or do we try to survive a return? Let's see what we draw. I think I'm just going to look out, crack the Bauble, and then kind of say we're on the draw. It's, we just kind of need them to not have a big payoff here. It doesn't really feel like playing the ring this turn is going to result in a winning line. So that we just need them to not have a Scapeshift in top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16. Wondering. Game 3. Yeah, I was kind of thinking again, we could maybe try playing Pillage the Bog over Magda, but then you would also want to play Scapeshift so you could pillage into Scapeshift, so I'm not exactly sure. I do like this hand. Yeah, their build is maybe just, just different. We don't have to think about it that much. I guess, yeah, turn 3 ring only if we draw the land. It's okay if we just Wrenn and Six the following turn. At that point, it's a different deck. I mean, it's not a little different, sure. It's not that different. Okay, I will sacrifice my treasure token. They have another search for tomorrow. Oh, they have another pick your poison. Okay. You got it. No, ring is really nice. Graveyard this despite I could maybe like just try to ping them with Wrenn for my crime. Let me attack. I kind of not sure about just slamming the ring. I probably should. I should, yeah. I think I'm also going to pick up Mire so I can Dwarven Mine and just, be attacking for 1 more damage next turn, which might end up mattering a lot. Nice that they've used 2 pick your poisons already. They graveyard a Wrenn and Six. Just in case they have like Terra Sunder, I'll tap the ring on the upkeep. Play the Wooded Foothills and pass. 4 cards left in their hand after this. Find a Dryad. So I think I'm going to go ping and then crack Bauble for the crime, and then just go Dryad, Commercial District with the ability to wish for Scapeshift next turn, and feeling like I'm pretty unlikely to die, but, you never know. Graveyard's a Stomping Ground. We'd have to go like untap land, like Farseek Scapeshift. Or Saka Tribuilder Scapeshift. I'm doing pretty good against the ring, I think. Or well enough against the ring. So Wish with 2 mana left. After they play their land. Wish Tank Concede. Maybe they have something cool. Kind of interesting that they're playing Pillage the Bog and Wish and Scapeshift. They've actually cast 2 Pick Your Poisons already, so like them casting another Pick Your Poison here doesn't seem incredibly likely. They Flame Slash Magda instead of Dryad. I just have backup Magda. And I have drawn Valakut. I guess I should maybe... My opponent's, dead on board with known info, but I might as well just be able to commit my crime here and make a dragon if they do something. Yeah, I don't think they're playing Lookout, which is, I think, a mistake. I think Lookout is just so ridiculous. I can't imagine not playing into this archetype. I think you can not play Magda, but Magda is also just a good card that is off-plan, but keeps your curve low, gives you a backup plan, ramps you. Magda's pretty good. Rather draw against a Jegantha. It's okay if we draw land. It would be way better if we were on the play. I'm going to mulligan, I think. Somewhat borderline, especially with no fetch land. Keep this one. Probably better. Probably ambitious to think we could sandbag this Bauble to commit a crime, but we'll just see what happens. We do have a lot of lands in the deck. How do I feel about a Seismic Assault Loam package in the deck? I might feel okay about it. I'm going to go ahead and crack the Bauble. Okay, keep that on top. Might feel okay about it. It would be a lot of cards. I feel like you'd want to play Magda more in that kind of shell too. kind of committing all my crimes before I play Lookout, but it's kind of tough to not just kill their things. I'll draw a Bauble. Parallelogram, 7 months. Thank you. Welcome back. How can we make Pioneer great again? I don't know. It's Pioneer RCQ season. Are people in the chat playing any Pioneer at the moment? Could maybe commit some crimes in Pioneer. What's your YouTube video? You're not about Boseiju. What finally got you put in the sideboard? So we pivoted to Wish in the deck, and then what's cool about playing Boseiju in the sideboard is you just have a land to get off of Wish, which matters a lot. You can also board it in for Wrenn and Six, and then just having a land is okay. Well, they have only one card in their hand. This is a 3/3 reach, and if we get to untap with double Freestrider Lookout plus Relic, it's pretty nice. My opponent unfortunately can breach this bolt. But just having a land to play is nice. It's a mountain with Valakut. That is kind of the main reason, I guess. So I'm going to bring in the Flame Slashes. I think I would like to keep Weather the Storm as a Wish target, which is kind of weird. I know, although I also don't love Wish in the matchup. So yeah, maybe I'll board out the Wishes, board in the Weather. I've kind of done it both ways, and then play one Pick Your Poison. Then cut the Magdas against the Bolt deck. I mean, Bolt also gets Freestrider Lookout, but it's just kind of hard for like the thing is like if they bolt Lookout but you commit a crime, you get a 2-for-1. If they bolt Magda, it's like you just get a treasure. Yeah, you could play Sphere. I'm kind of back off of Sphere in this matchup. Like Sphere is okay against them, but I've been playing it. It's just kind of 2-mana do nothing a lot of the time and get Pick Your Poison, which is kind of gnarly. I don't know. You could play one copy. I've been boarding in like almost every number. I don't think I've tried one yet. You give up Scapeshift because there's no way getting to 7 lands before someone loses. Yeah, you just don't need it to kill them, and yeah, you just don't need Escape. It's just too high on the curve. I think Magda is good, but Bog is good. I agree. We could try Bog maybe later this week. I wanted to play like at least one league with this though, because we had a sick run in the mocks. I wanted to do an actual league with it. I revealed Jegantha. Okay, keep our 7. Maybe just lead on the Valakut. Seems fine. Bit better against Pick Your Poison, especially if you don't play a creature turn 1. I think Pioneer would be better if they unban Ballista. I mean, I've been dying to play Pioneer Hardened Scales for forever. I certainly wouldn't complain. Okay, pretty sure I'm gonna go Dwarven Mine off the Dryad here. Want Wreck back in Pioneer? It was pretty gross when it was legal. Although it was I remember like they banned Nexus of Fate first. Is that how it went down? I think they banned Nexus of Fate first, and it was like such a silly mistake. Like they just definitely should have banned Wreck first. What do you have to the haters in the Steve's stream yesterday? So this deck was bad. They're entitled to their opinion. I like this deck a lot, and it's been performing pretty well over here. Ooh. I think I got a graveyard that though, because I'm just trying to go here, Lookout into commit a crime, kill this. I think that's we could also have just played the ring here. But they could have Spell Pierce. And then this just can't go that wrong unless we brick on the Lookout, which is less likely because we have the Surveil. I don't know. We've played this deck on stream for like at least 1 full day, maybe 2 full days. and I got top 16 the showcase challenge. So, and Lookout has been incredibly good the whole time. So it's just I'm on board, but you don't have, you can have your own opinion. Q-Tip, Twitch Prime, thank you, welcome back. In fact, I kind of encourage people to like, I don't know, think critically about deck lists. So we might get to block the Channeler and pop the Relic, since they're gonna have Delirium here. Why Relic over Claws? This matchup is a big reason. This matchup and Prout and Living In are just pretty popular, so being able to pop the Relic just matters so much. More than the double crime thing. The double crime the Claws is better in like if you're playing your own Channelers and Unholy Heats. All right. What they did not like what they saw on top. As high on Satoru, where he was supposed to have played it. I may be like a little lower. I'm still pretty high on Satoru. I think Satoru is really good. I think that we have two different builds of Esper, one with Aether Vial, one with like Persist, and Grief. And I think both builds are very good. We've trophied at least with the Persist one. I don't think with both, maybe with both. But we've had like good streams with both, and I think that the Esper Satoru decks are good and underplayed. They draw a lot of cards. They have a lot of really high card quality, and their curve is pretty low. And this is a good formula to have in your modern deck. I'm gonna go and crack the Bauble here. It doesn't seem like we're gonna be too bad at like having crime enablers. Yeah, Satoru Humans was really fun, and that was the worst build too. Yeah, Satoru's also going to get better post MH3 probably. Get a little flooded. Drew land, surveil land away, or fetch land away, draw land. Not the worst. But it shocks and steam vents and then passes after cracking the Bauble, so they could definitely have a spell pierce. I think we'll just chill. Get a surveil land here. They plot a show off. They cast a Soulscar Mage. Let's surveil. Draw a Dryad. Keep Dryad, I guess. Imagine caring about when a spoiler happens during Infinite Spoiler Season. Is this... I can't tell if this is pro leaks or anti leaks. But I typically have the philosophy that if you complain about Infinite Spoiler Season, product fatigue, this kind of stuff, you kind of forfeit your right to complain about leaks also, although I don't think you're complaining about them. Sounds like bait, yeah, perhaps. Well, I'm blocking. They have two cards in their hand. One of them is Mutagenic Growth, unfortunately. Down to 11. They're drawing up to two cards in their hand. Right, Dryad was still alive. Lookout would be a little bit more potent. Also, having Forest in play makes Valakut a little bit less of a good hit. Still hit the Valakut, though. Red 9 life points. They're going up to 3 cards in their hand. Really want this to live. At this point, we're pretty forced into blocking the show off. I think Meltdown will kill Hammer. Hammer's pretty dead at the moment. The deck is pretty bad. Yeah, I would say it's currently dead. Meltdown will not help. Get on the draw. It's a Misty. Play a tapped Valakut here. Can you get Cyber Slice Damping Sphere, I guess? I've had kind of bad experiences or mixed experiences with Damping Sphere against Prowess. I have 4 Flame Slashes in the sideboard, largely for Yogg, Scam, Prowess. Maybe should be main decking some more removal spells. I think that would maybe be what we need to do. Just draws a card. Basically draws a card. What about ignoring the Teferi? I feel like it's just to find a bolt it. Makes sense for them to have this. Minusing again. So probably should slam the ring. Then maybe I can go like Lookout, Crime. We could also keep this Wish. I think it's fine to graveyard. I just really need to be hitting land drops. Special is also just pretty good overall. I don't need to think about it that much, maybe. They can Binding off the Misty, so I'll just maybe respond to the fetch with the tap or upkeep tap here. Oops, all Teferis. Is Land and Rhinos a dead deck? I played against it in the showcase, and I don't. That doesn't exactly mean that they're not. It's not a dead deck, I guess, but seems like a deck that people play to some extent still. So I'm expecting this to get countered, but I wanted to kind of run this into it instead of the Lookout since I have 2 and just 1. Interesting matchup. No binding still. Love that. Played Rhinos to O2 to prelim. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of think the deck will probably spike a tournament again at some point. Like we played it like immediately post ban, and I did feel like it still seemed pretty good. Okay, so let's just go Lookout into both the Teferi, see what happens. I'm gonna put a 3rd Valakut into play, I guess. And I could Wrenn back a fetch land. I think instead I'm just gonna try to bolt them on their turn and commit another crime. It's pretty likely that my Lookout's gonna get like Solituded though. But I also wouldn't be that upset with just bolting Solitude here, keeping the other bolt up. I'm curious with the pre-banned common. I haven't heard a pre-banned common. What is this? What? You may put 2 creatures from your hand onto the battlefield. If I got a mountain here, I could have killed my opponent. If I go bolt into a thing, damn it. Hard to play around. Hard to play around. I don't know what to say. Hey, Athena. Just putting Emrakul into play for 5 mana. I'm gonna save the Bauble for now. How many lands do we have in play? Could have sec ring plus 5 lands on top bolts. Maybe we could have lived there. Seems pretty unlikely. Did 2 bolts getting 2 mountains not kill them? Lookout only triggers once a turn. If it triggered multiple times a turn, the deck would be built pretty different. And the card might be banned. Yeah, so good to know that they have an Emrakul, I guess. Have you ever wanted a prismatic open the board when Valakut flooded? Maybe like once or twice, but we only have 2 wishes. We just kind of can't afford to play like a ton of wish targets. Just diluting the deck a little too much. It's categorically insane. The popper of all formats gets such a close eye on it from a official perspective with update articles and modern Empire and gets nothing of the sort. Well, they just popper is managed by a separate committee, so like all the other formats have like Wizards, eyes on them, and then they just kind of like delegate the popper stuff to the popper committee. They get more written because it's just a separate team that handles it, and they just write less because there's more. But they certainly are more eyes on the modern and all the other formats. All right, I'm gonna slam the ring. Might want to save this to kill Emrakul if we can trick them into blocking the Magda or something. Was also thinking maybe if I could draw a land, I would like pick your poison at the ley line and then ping them, but didn't. So I get a breeding pool. Their hand's gonna be breeding pool, Emrakul, 4 mystery cards. They have their own pick your poison. Too bad I didn't have a treasure token in play here. Brant, 26 months. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. Weird game. Weird draw. Also with my opponent with both upkeep and draw step stops. That type's test in chat, probably dealing with some lag. Attack first. So I know my opponent has Emrakul in their hand, and they're using that crime card or spree card, whatever, to try to put Emrakul into play. So while I could pick your poison, the Leyline Binding, and ping them, commit a crime, make a treasure, and that would be kind of nice. I think it's better for me to save the pick your. I could also play Dryad too, but I think it's better to save this so that I can go attack next turn, and if they put Emrakul into play to block, I can just pick your poison it. Might even be good to Jegantha in hand main phase as a bluff. I am weak, but I saw it as Aspiring Spike Golem. Wait, this is 6 mana to put Emrakul into play? Dude, this card sucks. Okay, they put Solitude into the hand with Smuggler's Surprise. To see Dune 2. I did see Dune 2. I liked it. I thought it was way better than Dune 1.
What's up? It's me, your friend, the Spiral.
Okay, opponent's in a to 6. Let's keep this hand.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike.
All right, let's just surveil. Maybe save the baubles to commit crimes with. See what's on top. So I guess we can keep this relic, and then next turn we can use one of the baubles to look at our top card, and then if we don't like it, we can fetch another commercial district, and then we just have like several looks at a Freestrider Lookout or Magda. So first, let's just see if our relic resolves. I don't hate this other relic, but I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle it away. Really want to draw a Magda or Lookout, and then I'm playing this Bauble to protect my relic from a Picker Poison, which is a card we saw that our opponent was playing. And then I'll probably end up popping this Bauble end of turn if they don't, you know, pick your poison me. Just tap this now also. Yeah, just gonna cycle the Bauble. Hope we'll find a Dryad, Lookout, Magda, Wrenn and Six. I think that's the end of the list, but you know, something to do this turn. Good to know about Leyline Binding. Draw land. Draw bolts. Okay. Nothing to do. I'm going to put a Jegantha into my hand so I can go like ring into Jegantha. Worst case scenario. It's a lot of bobbling and surveilling to just not find anything. It's okay. Cut the ring. Do they have their own ring? They do have their own ring. So we'll tap main phase because of their binding that we know about. We are getting, you know, pretty flooded. That's all you need. Freestrider Lookout. Plays a Misty. Draws 2 cards off the ring. So if they only have 1 red source and they drew it off the ring, that was maybe bad sequencing. Probably not the biggest deal in the world. They do get a Thundering Falls. Gonna tap the plains and binding my ring with 3 mana up. So I mean I know they have binding. Does seem like I should still sack the relic. It's a bit awkward if I Wrenn and Six and my opponent just has Dovin's Veto, which is a card we've seen. I think what I'll do instead is I'll just go cast Lookout, main phase Molten, then Commercial District to Surveil. We get counterspelled. So it makes sense for them to have it. I haven't actually seen counterspell yet. It draws 3 cards off the ring. No, opponent's not just on blue-white control. They're playing Emrakul, and then the green card lets you put creatures into play. It hasn't necessarily, I don't know. So we got by it really hard game 1. The surprise factor is definitely super real. They do also, no, they don't have it. They need double green, don't they? They don't have double green. So put it down to 13. Gonna ping them. Cast my 5 mana 5/5. And see if I have misremembered the text on that card. Seems like they need another green mana to put an Emrakul into play here. We have a look at top decks. Pick your poison. Lookout. Our own copy of the ring. Dryad of the Ilysian Grove. Yeah, I can't recall the name of the card. It has the spree mechanic. And for 6 mana, you can put up to 2 creatures from your hand into play, and they have some number of Emrakuls in their deck. Unclear how many Emrakuls they are. It is kind of nice that it's a little bit more versatile than Through the Breach because it has other modes. So yeah, Smuggler's Surprise, thank you. Yeah, you can mill 4 and then put 2 creatures or lands in your hand for 3 mana, and then can also give creatures hexproof and indestructible. A lot of cards in hand. Draw another land. They tap their Manamo, which is probably fine. Graveyard to land. When do we see a Spike Smuggler Surprise deck? I think the card's not very good. I don't think I'm super likely to register it. I guess I was kind of thinking about trying to Lost Jite, Lotus Field, Emrakul into play, and so maybe Smuggler Surprise could be good in that kind of deck, or that deck specifically. I certainly don't want to just completely neglect the idea of the card. Yeah, you could play Freestrider in Assault Loam. I cannot believe I drew another land. I don't know. There's a lot of lands in the deck. Feature, not a bug. These lands are all lightning bolts, but you know, just can only bolt once at a time. I do have another commercial district. My opponent, they tap the ring is at 10, which is, you know, if the bolt resolves effectively 4 life points. And then might just be able to kill them if they tap out for Smuggler Surprise. Could be a conversation for not cracking this fetch because we could draw another Valakut, but I think because we have another commercial district, we basically always should in this spot. Oops, all rings. Okay, so I'm definitely going to keep the Dryad on top. We're not going to cast it this turn into the pro everything. Is Lookout. I think Lookout is the best card from the new set. It's definitely my favorite. But I like it a lot in this deck and the Coffers deck, and then we've had a couple other brews that have been okay, but nothing super exciting. We're also just kind of ahead here, which is funny. But like I just have lethal too if I just crack a fetch and bolt them next turn. Although I guess I can't bolt them on their turn. I can't main phase bolt because of the ring protection. So I guess I could maybe bolt it in response to this ring. Yeah, I guess I will cast the Dryad now. Just Dryad, play 2 fetches because you can just present lethal. Was my favorite brew card from MH2. I don't know. MH2 has been a long and fun process. A lot, so much has happened. It's hard to just like pick a card. So I'm out of commercial districts. I still have, I think, 1 mountain, 3 stomping grounds. Might have been worth playing the land first. Not that it matters if they counter. Oh, right, because they can kill it in response to the triggers. They say Asmo. I don't know. I don't know. Image 2 was just such a whirlwind. I don't think it's really possible to just pick one card. Okay, so my opponent is at 5. They have a ring dealing them 2 damage coming down. I've got a lightning bolt in my hand. They're shuffling their deck in with Emrakul. They discarded multiple Smuggler's Surprises to hand size. I drew a spell. This is the bait spell. This is the bait spell. But I have 1, 2, 3 lethal bolts. They force pitch Lord revealed. Lethal with the ring damage at least. They have Tidebinder in their deck? They're thinking about like solituding their own solitude and stuff in response to this trigger. But they have a Teferi in play, so I don't know if they need to be that worried, but I can fetch maybe. They also are having some connection issues. Do I have faith in MH3 to make Modern a better format? I don't know. Create a token that's a copy of target artifact or creature. So by doing this, they get to legend rule the ring and not take the damage from it. I hope it'll make it better, but Oh, I almost misclicked no. I have hopes. I think MH2 was a positive impact, and I so far the design philosophy and the cards I've seen have looked good. Most of the cards are really high impact, very powerful, but we have very strict deck building restrictions, which I think is a great formula for new cards. All right. Opponent drew like 40 cards with the ring, and just played some lands, and we won. Wellspring. Probably keep 5 lands, Bolt Ring. Do you think Ugin's Labyrinth will break the format? I think it will not necessarily break the format. I think it'll be very good. Um, I think that at the moment it likely will go into like there probably could be 2 or 3 ways to build like Tron slash just Eldrazi, um, like big mana decks with it that'll be Eldrazi focused, Tron focused, or just play Eldrazi Temple. There'll be a few ways to build that deck, and then you can also play it in Affinity, and it doesn't necessarily seem like there will be many other ways or places you can play the card. So there's some safety valves in that sense, and it's also true like this is a format with Obsidian Charmaw and Break the Ice and Sunken Citadel, Field of Ruin, Winter Moon, Void Mirror. There are a lot of safety valves to Ugin's Nexus. The card is really scary though, I think. It's a card I'm still kind of shocked that they printed, but I don't think it'll be this big broken card necessarily though. I think I'm gonna try to go ping plus bolt next turn. See what happens. Yeah, it's like I think Labyrinth is a good example of the philosophy that they seem to be going with MH3, and I think the blue flare, the green flare, the flares in general kind of exemplify this of cards that are very powerful but have harsh deck building restrictions that don't exactly fit into too many existing strategies. Yeah, the fact that you can get your card back is pretty wild. It's a crazy card. All right, so let's see if they have the stub. Green flares seem way stronger than those you've seen. I think the blue and green flares are pretty on par with each other. I've only seen those. Oh, I did get my preview card in my email midstream. I don't think I can say if it's a flare or not, though. Yeah, because I can't say I can like I will not say if it's a flare or not. Okay, I can say that I got a good one. I got a really good one. Yeah, they end up. It turns out there was a mistake. They gave me a preview card. I'm showing on the 24th. Not trolling. I did just look at my preview card. I will not say what it is or give any indication of what it was. But it is a good one, and I will be revealing it in 9 days. Yeah, the 24th. I'm definitely happy with this one. Two stubs. I guess that was why they like almost stubbed the Wrenn and Six, despite the Wrenn and Six not doing anything. Got a lot of cards to bring in. Tentatively sideboard like this. Yeah, it has it seems a little pushed. It's called Urza's Little Helper. It's a companion with the companion requirement that you have 3 lands with different Urza's types in your deck, and you can play it for 0. It also says the companion nerf does not apply to Urza's Little Helper, and it's a 0 mana 0/4. Enters the battlefield. Search your library for any number of Urza's cards and put them into play. And it specifically says untapped. It doesn't even say just play. It just says untapped. Okay, then it says untap them. So I think you might get to double the mana there. Uh, it's a little pushed. A little pushed. I mean, it just gets like subtlety, so can get nixed. Yeah, the untap is a trigger, so I think you can respond to them. Right, right. It doesn't work with amulet. That's why they enter untapped. Oh yeah, Sam and Frodo's gentle kiss. Yeah, you could push it, and it just makes mana. You know, just makes mana. You can just overload break the ice afterwards. You'll be okay. Yeah, I'm pretty happy to get Urza's little helper. Just tell Mustard that the dogs are outside. Okay, so we're on the play. Game 2 against Domain Zoo. I'm going to keep this hand. I'll play a Valakut tap turn 1 after my opponent puts Leyline to go back into play. Resolve. Dude, my opponent is a stubborn denial factory over there. They're just printing stubborn denials. Never bowl, 14 months, going back. Yeah, I always picture that Valakut is like a mountain chain. But they just really didn't like to print legendary lands. In general, I think they still don't do that often, right? Into the Showa Brawler, and I don't have a Bolt or Flame Slash. Nor do I have an untapped land for next turn. I think I'm just going to Surveil. Okay, don't need another Lookout. They have 4 cards in their hand. I mean, I already have a Valakut in play. They named the One Ring, which is Can I draw a Bolt or Flame Slash? Should be in pretty good shape. Bolt, Flame Slash, Dryad of the Ilysian Grove. I mean, I'll take a Bauble or Relic. Get an extra draw. Snipe. They're just naming the right thing with this, so I don't know why we need to. This is the correct name. I have if I didn't have Valakut in play, they probably should name Valakut, but I have one in Valakut. W6. I'm gonna play a Freestrider Lookout. I think just a basic Mountain here. Not the best draws. Let's wrap up the league. So, dude, there have been so many Jeganthas today. We should really ban Jegantha. We should really ban Jegantha. Kihira too, probably, just for good measure. But it's just so dumb. It's just like you mostly see it like when there's a lot of new decks being brewed. You see Jegantha a little bit less when there's like less fluctuation. But it's just dumb that like 30% of decks, just 25%, just get this 5/5. Campaign was a mistake. Yeah, campaign was a mistake, but we don't need to ban Lucci, Garuda, Umori. Just ban these two. And then the other two that are already banned. Yeah, might as well ban all 10. We really might listen. Can we not piss off the Umori coffer players? We need them. We need the Umori coffers players. They're really important to the ecosystem. Oh yeah, I guess I made fun of the Umori coffers players. A little light banter. A little light banter. Their deck's weak to creature lands. Okay, I would like to have drawn that, maybe. My opponent decides that they don't need to pick up a fetch land here. They'll just ping me instead, which is kind of based. Delayed to Riftbolt here. I was still chewing on the sticker band opinion wavelength. Okay, tough mulligan against good draw. Let's go to back it in. Yeah, I do feel like Domain Zoo and Prowess are two tough matchups for this build. We've been playing against them a lot today too. I think it's a lot better post board. I think maybe we should be just main decking. Like we should maybe just be like -2 Magda +2 Flame Slash. Could also just cut the wishes maybe and just be like we'll just kill it. We don't need to like the Scapeshifts as much. They definitely don't feel super mandatory. So let's have to lead on tap land. This seems less good than the other builds of the deck. I know we're losing more. I top 16 the showcase with this exact 75. I started off 6-0. I think that this is the best build of the Valakut version. And I think the Valakut version is good. This deck also top 8 of the challenge in the hands of someone else. But we've lost to Domain Zoo and Prowess. I think that Prowess matchup is tough because we're like a deck that's just like leaning really hard in on red removal, and Prowess is a deck that is very good against like non-unholy heat red removal. Glissa's Claws. Okay, we have relics in the deck. Should say relic. I thought the Moxfield was up to date. The worst part about the claws debate is how boring it is. Yeah, I know Chet has recency bias. I'm just trying to point it out. Maybe I don't know. I do think that these are the two matchups that you can struggle with. You know, red removal deck. They have a bunch of five toughness creatures or sub 5 toughness creatures. Kind of swingy. Love that they're binding my Wrenn and Six, and I can maybe just resolve the ring. I think I should probably play around Stubborn Denial. Our last Domain Zoo opponent was a Stubborn Denial factory. I don't think I need to surveil that badly here. Just play the Valakut tapped. Can I confirm or deny if you have been brewing with your preview card? Well, I just looked at my preview card live on stream for the first time. I mean, I didn't show it or react to it in any way or give any details away. But I did look at it, and I'm excited about it. I've said too much. Said way too much. I'm just gonna get a basic mountain and play the relic and pick up the mountain. I did get a preview card. As it turns out, it was a mistake that I was not on the previous list, is what they said. Wait, when I was saying the Urz's friend stuff, I was saying that out loud? I thought I was just reading it in my head. No. Is the one of mine for incidental creature when in a pinch? Yeah, just value. Like your deck is basically all mountains anyways, with a few exceptions, so it's just kind of nice to be able to sometimes get a little 1/1. It's better. It's you know, if you're gonna fetch a mountain when you already have 3 other mountains in play, would you rather have a 1/1 or not a 1/1? Would you rather have a Wooded Foothills or a spell? I'd like to have that spell. So I think I should play around. Oh, I should have played my land first. Because if they removal spell in response, then I don't get to play my second land. It didn't matter. So I guess I should have just played the Valakut first. Yeah, special guest, Lion Sash. Okay, go to game 3. Yeah, I did miss lethal. I was just thinking I was playing around removal spell, but I wasn't. The way to play around removal spell is play your land first, then go Dryad, then land, and then if they kill your Dryad, you can still get 2 Valakut triggers to just control the board that turn. But we could have also just gone for lethal, so either way was a mistake. On the draw with no removal, I think I just have to mulligan. We have a lot of removal spells between pick your poisons, 4 flame slash 4 bolt, 11 total. So let's find one. My opponent plays a Leyline of the Guild Pact, a Breeding Pool, and a Ragavan. This Breeding Pool does not tap for Ragavan. I need you to rewind here. So you want to play Stomping Ground untapped, so this way you can bolt this turn, pick your poison next turn, and still play the Commercial District tapped next turn. Yeah, it's the same 75 I played over the weekend. I just wanted to play. I wanted to play a league of it on just normal stream, since I only streamed 3 matches. So I just want to get one league in this week with this one, since it did so well over the weekend. Okay, it's kind of the best card. So yeah, 3 cards left in their hand. Looks like the Nakados may just be little 2/2s here. Just gonna do this now. So they're drawing a Territorial Kavu, so it seems like the Nakados will still be 2/2s against my 3/3. I guess I should probably play around Stubborn Denial and just go Wrenn and Six Crime, Bauble Crime. Do I want another Valakut? Yeah. I think so. I won't be able to trigger the Valakuts on this turn. I think that's okay. Second Valakut just so big. Guess we can graveyard that and maybe pick it up with Wrenn and Six. Because we do need to, at this point, we do just kind of need regular mountains. So I didn't even look what they draw. They did draw Windswept Heath. This is a pretty critical card for them. Freestrider Lookout only put 3 lands into play. Downright underwhelming. So I'm down to 11 life points. I'm a mountain away from triggering Valakut. I get a Bauble draw, I get a draw step. I have a One Ring that can't be stubbed. These aren't ferocious, so I don't need to kill them first or anything, of course. We'll just pass back. In these kind of spots, it's always a fine line between killing them and controlling the board. And I'm like, I guess I don't even need to be very worried about Tribal Flames, because I just have, my hand is 2 more rings, so I think I go after the Nakados here. Although maybe it was just better to not crack the fetch yet. But then you get to surveil. One thing I like about how Magic is, how Modern is, it feels like there's kind of just a reason to do everything. Like there's a lot of like really big branching decision trees without like it necessarily being 100% clear what the right path is, and finding the best one in the moment is just always I think just in general more interesting than it has been in sometimes. And then, although in this spot it's not the most interesting, I will just win the game by drawing the perfect card. Okay, so we 3-2 this league. We lost to Prowess. I do think the Prowess matchup is a problem. I have 4 Flame Slash. We have access to Damping Sphere. We have access to Weather Storm. That matchup is going to be tough because they're just so good against your removal spells, and they're a lot faster than you. Domain Zoo is also a bad matchup. We're 1-1 against it. 3-2. That deck is pretty good though. Deck is pretty good. I recommend it. I think I want to try Pillage the Bog over Magda. And then if you play Pillage the Bog over Magda, you probably want to play Scapeshift instead of Wish again. So and then that could also help solve the Prowess problem, right? Because we would get access to Fatal Push, which is very good against Prowess Domain Zoo. We can play Edicts also. So be on the lookout for that later this week. I also want to work on Caustic Bronco and like a Calibrated Blast Witch's Cottage Shell. So that'll be what I am working on tonight. Thank you for tuning in. What is, instead of weather, you could play the Fog that gains 3? I'm not familiar with that card, but I don't know. Is it just...